If you walk out into your yard by late September, there's a good chance you'll see the same thing millions of gardeners see every single year. The summer flowers are completely spent, the leaves are turning brown and crispy, and the entire garden looks exhausted. But it doesn't have to be that way. Right now, in late summer, you have a narrow, high-value window to transform your yard into a vibrant autumn sanctuary. If you get these 8 hardy perennials into the ground today, you won't be staring at a faded garden when the temperature drops. You'll be enjoying nonstop, jaw-dropping color all the way until the first hard freeze. Picture this instead. While your neighbors are standing on their porches looking at brown, withered foliage and empty flower beds, your yard is bursting with deep purples, fiery oranges, and golden yellows. The cool morning air settles over clean, rich soil, and everywhere you look, your garden looks full, crisp, and alive. Pollinators like late-season butterflies and honeybees are constantly stopping by, making your outdoor space feel dynamic and full of energy while the rest of the neighborhood goes dormant. That isn't luck, it's just smart planting timing. There's a common myth among beginner gardeners that spring is the only time to plant perennials, but planting in late summer and early autumn is actually nature's sweet spot. Right now, the soil is warm from months of summer sun, which encourages roots to expand rapidly without struggling in ice-cold soil. At the same time, the air temperatures are cooler, meaning your fresh transplants experience significantly less water stress and heat shock. When you put hardy perennials in the ground right now, they spend all their energy establishing a massive, healthy root system under the surface, giving you immediate fall flowers now and explosive, low-maintenance growth next spring. In this video, I'm giving you 8 bulletproof, rock-hardy perennials that thrive during the cool months when other plants call it quits. We aren't looking at delicate plants that demand constant hand-holding or fade after a single week. These are tough, reliable, late-season workhorses specifically engineered to resist early light frosts, repel common garden pests, and give you weeks of rich, continuous color all autumn long. By the end of this guide, you'll know exactly what to plant, where to put it, and how to set them up for total success. If you're serious about building a low-maintenance, year-round garden that keeps delivering results season after season, hit that subscribe button and tap the notification bell. I release practical, time-tested gardening guides every week to help you get bigger blooms, healthier plants, and a more beautiful yard with less effort. To make sure every recommendation delivers nonstop color until the frost hits, I selected these 8 perennials based on 3 strict criteria. Cold hardiness down to at least zone 4, exceptional drought tolerance once established, and a bloom schedule that picks up right when summer flowers collapse. Our first late-season powerhouse is Sedum Autumn Joy, often called the absolute king of the fall garden. If you want a plant that is practically impossible to kill, this succulent-like perennial is it. Right now, its thick, fleshy stems are topped with broad, broccoli-like flower heads. In late summer, those buds open to a soft pink, gradually deepening to a rich ruby red in early autumn, and finally setting into a dark copper bronze as winter approaches. Planted in full sun and well-draining soil. In fact, lean, sandy soil is better than overly rich soil, which can make the stems flop. It needs minimal water once rooted, making it a dream for low-maintenance yard care. Next up is New England aster. While most summer flowers are throwing in the towel, asters step up to provide intense, eye-popping clouds of purple, pink, and deep blue flower heads with bright yellow centers. They act as a critical late-season refueling station for migrating monarch butterflies and bees preparing for winter. Asters thrive in full sun to light shade and prefer soil that stays consistently moist but well-drained. To keep them looking full and lush rather than tall and leggy, give them a sunny spot in the middle or back of your flower border. Our third recommendation is sneezeweed, or helenium. Don't let the name fool you. It won't trigger your allergies, but it will bring fiery, autumn-toned color to your yard. Helenium produces clusters of daisy-like flowers with unique, fan-shaped petals and shades of golden yellow, burnt orange, and deep mahogany red surrounding a prominent central cone. These perennials love full sun and rich, moist soil. If you have an area in your yard that stays a little damp after autumn rains, helenium will thrive there, blooming continuously from late August straight through October. Rounding out our first group is Russian sage. This plant brings a completely different texture to the fall garden with its silvery, aromatic foliage and airy, cloud-like spikes of lavender blue flowers. It blooms relentlessly late into the season and stands up to heat, drought, and poor, stony soil without breaking a sweat. Russian sage needs a spot in full sun with sharp drainage. It despises soggy winter roots. Place it toward the back of your garden bed behind yellow or orange bloomers for a striking color contrast that makes your entire garden pop. I'd love to know, what's your absolute go-to plant for late-season fall color in your yard? Drop your favorite in the comments below. And if you're getting good ideas from this list so far, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps the channel reach more gardeners looking for practical, real-world advice. Continuing our late-season list, plant number 5 is Japanese anemone. If you have areas in your garden that receive partial shade, this is your secret weapon. While most fall bloomers love blistering full sun, Japanese anemones produce elegant, long-stemmed flowers in soft whites, blush pinks, and deep magentas that sway gently in the autumn breeze. They prefer rich, moisture-retentive soil and protection from harsh afternoon sun. Once established, they spread into lush, graceful colonies that light up dark corners of the garden right up until the first hard frost. Our 6th perennial is goldenrod, specifically cultivated, well-behaved garden varieties like fireworks. Many gardeners falsely accuse wild goldenrod of causing fall hay fever, but the true culprit is wind-pollinated ragweed. Goldenrod's pollen is heavy and sticky, designed for insects, not your nose. Fireworks produces brilliant, arching sprays of electric yellow blooms that resemble bursts of midsummer light. Planted in full sun and average, well-draining soil. Paired alongside deep purple asters or sedum, the color contrast is absolutely stunning. 7th on our list is blanket flower or gaillardia. This is one of the toughest, most relentless bloomers you can add to your garden. Producing reblooming daisy-like flowers with bands of bright red, orange, and sunny yellow, blanket flower thrives in hot, dry spots and lean, nutrient-poor soil where other perennials struggle. It needs full sun and excellent drainage. As long as you snip off spent blooms occasionally, it will produce fresh, fiery flowers without stopping right up through late autumn. Finally, plant number 8 is coral bells, Heuchera. While many species bloom earlier in the year, coral bells earn their spot on this list for their indestructible fall foliage. Available in jaw-dropping shades of deep plum, bright copper, lime green, and rich burgundy, their ruffled leaves provide consistent, vibrant ground cover when other perennial leaves start to turn brown. Plant them in partial shade with well-draining, compost-enriched soil. They act as the perfect visual anchor for the front of your late-season garden beds. To wrap up this list, let's quickly break down how these 8 perennials fit into your landscape strategy. For high-impact full sun, rely on Sedum Autumn Joy, New England aster, sneezeweed, Russian sage, goldenrod, and blanket flower to give you that classic, fiery autumn palette. For shaded or partially shaded beds, turn to Japanese anemone for tall, elegant structure and coral bells for rich, foliage-driven ground cover that holds your garden beds together right through the late season. Remember, the clock is ticking on this planting window. Every week you wait into late summer and early fall means less warm soil time for these roots to establish before the ground freezes solid. Getting these perennials in the ground right now gives them the absolute best chance to settle in, flush out late blooms, and return bigger, stronger, and more resilient next spring. Don't wait until your yard turns completely brown. Get out there this weekend and get planting. If you want to keep your yard looking vibrant across every month of the year, make sure to subscribe and tap that notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming seasonal guides. Thanks so much for watching, happy planting, and I'll see you in the next video.